We're starting today with the story everyone is talking about. Prince Harry's interview with ITV's Tom Bradby finally aired last night, giving more insight into Harry and William's fractured relationship.
At one stage, Harry recounts a clear-the-air meeting involving him, William, Kate and Meghan. It seems to have gone so badly wrong that he describes Kate as gripping the edges of the leather chairs so tightly that her fingers were white. Kate says she's owed an apology from Meghan, who previously put a moment of Kate's forgetfulness down to so-called baby brain.
I think this is the point where a lot of people are going to go, OK, I get that there never was such a thing as a Fab Four. You know, things went...
It was something that the British press created. Very quickly, it became Meghan versus Kate. Me and William, like, I guess a lot of siblings, or maybe not, William and I used to fight all the time. What was different here was this level of frustration. And, you know, I talk about the red mist that I had for so many years, and I saw this red mist in him. And I can pretty much guarantee today that if I wasn't doing therapy sessions like I was and being able to process that anger and frustration, that I would have fought back.
Well, so many revelations. That's just a couple of them there. But have they changed your opinion of William and Kate? Obviously, we're talking about Harry and Meghan and the King now. It was obviously Prince Charles when all this was happening, Jane. But, you know, a lot of things said there about William and Kate. So has it... Because we just heard Harry's truth, as he calls it. Has any of it changed your opinion of what we thought were the Fab Four?
No, except for me to think it's actually a lot worse than I thought it was. And in a way, it sort of normalised them, because I think a lot of people reading that will just kind of go, oh, my God, these are the kind of family squabbles or sibling squabbles that everybody has in their family, but you sort it out privately. And so to read these sort of little details, you know, about William shoving him into the dog bowl in one thing, and then at Prince Philip's funeral, apparently he lunged at him, and you just sort of think, well, that's what brothers do. Not all brothers, but a lot of brothers have these sort of, you know, sort of fairly, you know, volatile relationships, if you like. And similarly, when wives come into the picture and new partners and stuff like that, it's all pretty normal stuff. But I feel that whatever he thinks he's achieving and making himself the victim, when I read it, I actually look at a lot of what William was doing, and I saw an older brother reaching out and saying to his younger brother, he wasn't saying, don't marry Meghan because she's Meghan. I think he was saying, don't marry a woman you've only met 3 times. And I think any of us would say that, you know, give it a bit longer. Don't forget, William was with Kate for 10 years before they got married. He knows what it's like marrying into that institution, and you have to be prepared for it. Can't have a romantic idea. So all of that stuff, and, you know, Harry did some podcasts back in, like, I think 2017, 2019, where he credited William with noticing that he was having mental health issues, grief issues, and saying to him, I think you need to get therapy. And he said, you know, my brother was the one who protected and saved me. And I think, well, where's that narrative now?
That's where I think a lot of people talk about how sad they're finding this. So because we never know, we probably never know the truth, because we're only hearing at the moment, and probably will only hear, one side of the story, Harry's truth. You know, he believes that that's how it happened. It's almost like, Janet, sometimes people are asking us to take sides. You know, who do you believe? Whose side you're on? I'm not on anyone's side.
Looking at Harry's tone, yeah, exactly. And looking at Harry's tone with Tom Bradby, he's known for decades. This is one of his oldest friends and probably his closest friend in the media that he so despises. Looking at Harry's tone, and in the interview he says, I'm happy now. I think, well, you don't seem very happy in this interview. You seem crotchety, chippy, angry. There's an underlying resentment. And, of course, that comes down to he's really hacked off. He's not the oldest one. He's not the one that got the biggest bedroom. I mean, we all relate to that. My sister and I had the same row that went on right into our 30s about why did you always get the best bedroom and all this, that and the other. But what bothers me about it is the making allegations about Kate, who, by the way, it's her birthday today, she's 41, and that's, you know, I will hope she has a nice birthday and spends it with the kids and manages to shut all this out. She's never going to answer back. Camilla is never going to answer back.
He used the word villain when it came to Camilla.
Yes, and in the American interview, which we haven't seen, the Anderson Cooper interview, Harry accuses Camilla of being a villain who needed to rehabilitate herself because of, obviously, the press coverage of her relationship with Charles and dreadful things like tampon gate, embarrassments like that. And he implies that she has kind of put out stories about him to improve her and rehabilitate her image with the British public. But no one can know the truth. And I mean, a columnist said yesterday, Matthew Syed in the Sunday Times, something that I thought was very perceptive, that at the moment we're hearing the palace has about 25 PR people. Harry has got a whole gang of PR people. So what we're hearing is noise orchestrated by PR people. We will never truly know what Camilla did and how whether Kate did have white knuckles or pink knuckles or sky blue.
But that's the thing, Linda. When you watch the whole thing, what's your overall sense when you watch
I just feel sad that it's come to this. I mean, he's got a therapist, Harry, hasn't he? So why doesn't he, like, say all this to the therapist? He doesn't have to say it in a book or in public or whatever. And I just think Diana and the Queen will turn in their grave if they knew what was happening to their two boys.
I suppose if they're being paid, if he's being paid for a book, Jane,
but surely he doesn't need any more money.
Be revelation.
He got 80 million for the Netflix show. How much more money does he need?
But also, it's like we all learn to tell. We do it on this show. We learn to tell our experience of something, but we do it without throwing our own family under the bus. And I kind of feel that he could have told his story. He could have talked about his grief at, you know, his mother's death. Everybody, we all sympathise with that. Of course we do. But what you didn't need to do, those sort of little intimate moments where he said that he and William have a thing where it's like they swear on Mummy's life if they really want the other to believe something. All those sort of things, and conversations at his grandfather's funeral, that's just lifting the curtain a little too far for me.
I didn't like the fact that he told us that the King calls him my darling boy. I think that level of revelation I wasn't really comfortable with, and I didn't like to know so much detail about what he said to the Queen on her deathbed. I just think, you know, step back from this. What's this
contradictory? On the one hand, it's like, my father is not very affectionate with me and da-da-da, and then it's like he calls me my darling boy.
Yeah.
So.
Well, listen, I'm sure we've got many more days of talking about this. The book is out tomorrow.
I've reached it,
Me too. I've had enough.
Are you?
Yeah,
will you read the book?
Will
you read the book?
No, I won't. I've had enough.
Will you read the book?
I don't want to read
it. No? Will you read the book? Hands up, who's going to read the book? No.
I feel like we read it all.
5 people.
Not very many. OK, interesting. Let us know what you think about that at home, and has it changed? You know, has what he's been saying, particularly about William and Kate, changed your opinion of them? And incidentally, you can see Prince Harry's interview with CBS Anderson Cooper. That's exclusively on ITVX later on today. And the interview, last night's interview with Tom Bradby, is on there now, if you missed it.